What it do, everybody? It's your boy, Johnny B. We on JonnyBeeTV. Real quick, man, I want y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more great content. Appreciate y'all. JonnyBeeTV. Let's get it. Yo, what it do, y'all? We back with another exclusive, man. We got a very special guest in the building, man. My boy, man, Walt Trab in the building, man. What's going on, fool?
Man, I can't call it, bro. Another day.
Bet, man. Hey, I'm super excited that you're tapping in with me today, man. We go back. We're going to get into it, but, you know, me and you, we go back for sure, man. First off, before we get into your story, what's going on with you? Who we got in the building with you? And, just give me a little breakdown.
Man, well, today is what, 4/14?
Oh, yeah.
4/14 day.
Thanks.
But also my album dropped today.
Okay, yeah.
Just my big brother, blood brother at that. Man, just moving and grooving city to city.
Bet, man. We got family in the building then. Hey, I like that. From knowing you, I can see how you keep family close, for real.
Right,
so I love we got you in, bro. No bullshit. Before we get into your music, what's your hobbies outside the music, man? What you like to do on your spare time?
Man, first and foremost, man, all praise to God. But beyond that, man, taking care of my kids, making sure mom's straight, man. I'm always at the gun range. I'm a big gun enthusiast, but beyond that, man, just trying to grow as a man every day. That's my hobby.
Yeah, man, that's real. That's real, man. I like those hobbies. That's something I'm going to have to pick up on, man.
Yeah.
I want to tap in with the gun range.
Come with me, man.
Yeah. I low-key never been. So that'd be a cool experience. I ain't never been to the gun range.
Anything you want to shoot, I got it.
Say no more, man. I'm most definitely want to tap in with that. Like I said, we go back, man, going to Mesmer. You know what I'm saying? So just give me a little breakdown how we connected. You know what I'm saying? About Mesmer, give me a little breakdown on those times and how that was.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I was cooking you at Green Bay.
Was you? I don't remember that.
Nah, man. Honestly, you know, the player partner Joe, he definitely introduced us. Pretty much, I'll pull up to Green Bay. We always hoop. You know what I mean? It was on and off with it, so we was always up there.
Yeah. Facts. Hey, I'm glad you like you said, shout out Joe. We had Joe on here, man. Shout out Joe, Joe Turney. You know what I'm saying? He came on here to talk this shit. But like you said, Mesmer is not far from my neighborhood.
Not at all.
So like you bring up Green Bay, it's more than just like the school. Green Bay, we went from school, then you seen people like, you know what I'm saying, in my culture for real, in my neighborhood. So you got to experience both sides. And like you said, Joe, that was one of your main homies and shit. That's like, we call each other cousins, we really ain't.
To this day.
But that's my blood for real, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's how we got our connection for real, and I love that. And shout out my boy Mac. You was real.
Hell yeah.
He showed you plenty of love. Yeah, I swear to God, growing up, yeah, and he a big part of JonnyBeeTV too. So
okay, that's my
it's
dog.
special having you on, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hell yeah. Traveling wise, you know what I'm saying? You do a lot of traveling. Yeah. I know you do traveling more for work, but how is traveling, you know what I'm saying, seeing the other countries and other cities, and do you go out the country as well? Yeah, so give me a breakdown on traveling. Yeah.
Honestly, man, traveling in itself is a different lifestyle. So it's just like I love embodying different cultures. I love sitting with the homeless in different countries, cities. I can't learn anything from a rich man besides how to, you know what I mean, get paper. I'm a hustler, so I already know how to do that. But as far as like just sitting with people, they've already been places where I haven't been. So I'm asking certain questions of, man, how did you get here? What's the next step? You know what I mean? Things of that nature. But as far as traveling, like I travel a lot for music as well. The trucking is just like, that's not my passion. Music is the thing that's taking me way further because I'm connecting with the real me. Trucking is just that's just the uniform I put on.
Yep,
you know
I feel that.
The music, I embody that every single day, whether I'm happy, sad, you know what I mean? I'm just pushing it, so.
It's funny, I'm glad that you say that because even at like any job I'm at, even like, especially with people younger than me, especially like when they be 21, 22, I'm most definitely, use this as your job, but if you still want to attack something, man, put full effort up into that, you know what I'm saying? And I got to practice what I preach, but at the end of the day, that's why I got this platform, because I don't want to just settle for, you know what I'm saying? If you're 9 to 5, if that's what it is, that's what it's going to be, but at least I tried something else, you know what I'm saying? So that I feel like that's important for all youth and stuff like that.
It's just don't quit.
Yeah, facts.
Don't quit.
And too, like, sticking on traveling though, How important is that for, like, you know, because you grew up in the inner city, you from Milwaukee. How important is it for, you know what I'm saying, the youth and black young males and females to get out and see more than Milwaukee?
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I never traveled until 07 when I went to college.
Okay.
It was culture shock. But once I started doing it, I started understanding it's more than this block radius that we own. Because, you know, I was off Green Bay Capital.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? From 12th all the way up to 19th.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just coming off that block, man, and seeing different cultures and how people move. And, you know what I mean? We was conditioned to think a certain way. Don't change, don't do this, don't do that. Yeah. And it's like, nigga, why wouldn't I change? Why wouldn't I elevate?
Facts.
I'm seeing different bread. I'm touching different, you know what I mean? All these different things. It's like you gotta experience these things to open up your mind, open up different pockets in your brain. You gotta do that. Gotta do that, man. So I encourage anybody that got a dream, that don't got a dream, go see something else. Some that they call white people shit, or something that they call any of those type of things. Break all them narratives. We break generational curses daily. Yeah, that's what we doing, bro.
Facts. And I love that you say that, because, man, if it comes to just black people shit, it's so limited right now. And too, a lot of that shit is illegal, what we pushing. So, like, you know what I'm saying? We do got to switch up the narrative, and most definitely not on no white people shit. It's world shit.
We got to say it like this, though. Because black people shit, we're the inventors of pretty much everything. We're
you're right.
Pioneers of everything. But if we keep our mind to a certain level, we'll never elevate unless each one teach one. So it's like, you know something that I might not know. So if we sharpening each other's iron, we can elevate together. It's the self-hate that we not breaking down. It's not we're not breaking those walls down.
Yeah, that's real, bro. That's real. But even before we leave off that, what's your favorite city you visited so far?
Oregon, man. Eugene, Oregon.
Okay, yeah.
I've done a couple shows out there, and every single time I come, it's sold out. Like, they show hella love, man. So it's always Oregon for me. Beyond that, my favorite country was Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite place is Australia. Yeah. Man, it was beautiful, man. Just going over there, it really opened my mind up as an artist. Like, no limits. Like, you gotta go. Like, I'm traveling wherever, I'm going wherever. Even if it's one man, just me, I'm gone. Yeah. I ain't living in fear, man.
That's so real, because in those two places, I ain't never even think to go to, bro. On some Oregon and Australia, I ain't never even think that I should visit those places.
You should, man.
So I should, that's beastie, bro.
It's hipstery, man. It's like, I don't like going where all the crowds go. I want to go do a venture where it's off doing something else. I like art exhibits. I like, you know what I mean? I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like expanding my palette.
Yeah, man, that's important. I like that, man. Yeah. As far as how was it for you growing up in Milwaukee, and like, when did you get into music, and like, who's you tapped into? And they don't gotta be from Milwaukee, but like, who's you tapped into growing up?
Man, I was as far as listening to music.
Yeah, as far as listening to music.
Man, you know, we was raised on Boosie.
Yeah, facts.
We was raised on Boosie, Dro. We ain't gonna talk about that Trap or Die when Jeezy dropped that joint.
Facts. That's my favorite rapper, actually.
You couldn't go nowhere in the city without hearing any of that. You know, Webby. What was you banging?
That was on the best one.
Yeah, man.
Wayne, for sure.
Yeah. I took this nigga CD, and I was a freshman. I told this nigga this story. I took this nigga CD to, 500 degrees?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Man. Yeah, that's a real one. Yeah, real.
Man, I never find it again.
Man, every basketball practice banging that shit. Yeah, man.
Thanks, man. So how was it for you growing up in Milwaukee? Like you said, you was into basketball. Was that your first love before you got into music?
Yeah, basketball has always been my first love. You know, and it I don't want to say it don't love nobody back, but like them injuries, man. Yeah. I tore my Achilles and all that, man. That get ugly.
It do.
You know what I mean? Down a year. And
especially at that young age. Yeah. It's really like, and we thinking, when did you tear your Achilles?
I tore my Achilles like I want to say like, 7 years ago, something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we talking after.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, just in general, like if you was to get an injury up in high school.
Oh, man.
Well, high school, it's a lot that come with that, man. That's just in the city.
You know, for me, man, like I never, like growing up, I never really wanted to. Everybody was like, I want to go to the NBA.
Yeah.
I was never really like, I want to go to the NBA. I knew I wanted to do something else. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I went for computer science for college, so it was just like, I knew that I wasn't going to be a basketball player. I killed that dream early on.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was always preach heavy in our household, like, have a backup plan. What you doing next?
Facts.
Like, if basketball your passion, what is going to secure you going through your future? So I always had that mindset, like, gotta have something else.
Yeah, and too, on my platform, I have a lot of athletes on here.
Facts.
And like you said, the NBA, it's not, you can be good enough. It's about opportunity sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you good enough, but we don't even need no point guard. We good at this position. You know what I'm saying? But like, the NBA is really, man, it's only 400 spots.
You know that.
And it's a million people hooping. You know what I'm saying? So you can be good enough. You can be great, man. So, like you said, yeah, try to shoot for it if you projected for that. Yeah. But like you said, always have a little backup when it comes to the NBA. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to professional sports,
hell yeah.
Yeah, shoot for the stars. And for all the youth, shoot for the stars. But most definitely, and too, you know why that's important? Because I love basketball. I only grew to be 5'8", so the NBA is slim to me. But check this out. Still, I ain't started having interest in other stuff until I got older. Yeah. You feel me? And I wish I would have picked up on that way before that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know I can love something like basketball, like I can love something else. Right. And you can. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We didn't know that. Yeah. Like growing up, it was a lot of people was all basketball, or all rapping.
That's
like you stuck in that.
That's all it was. We only had so many things that we seen that we can touch, you know what I mean?
Facts,
growing up, and you know what it was. It was either the drug dealers, it was the hooping, it was the rapping. Yep. Or nobody was saying, "Hey, I want to be a doctor." And if they was, they probably was just like groomed to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like for us, it was only so many things that we seen. Yeah.
And too, on some real shit, the person that wants to be a doctor, he wasn't always accepted. Just in the crowd, you know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
Like, yeah, and like you trying saying like it was trying to be neglected, but that's just what it was. Yeah, facts. Yeah. You spoke on fatherhood. Give me a little breakdown on how fatherhood is for you.
Man, it's the most beautiful, scary thing in life, but it's rewarding. Like I'm honored to have the sons that I have. Like healthy, smart, very witty. Like my so I got 3 sons, 6, 9, and 11. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And my sons, like, they impress me every single time I just have conversations with them, because not only are they learning from me, I'm learning from them more. Because all 3 of them are different. They have different personalities. So just sitting with them and talking with them, it's like we have grown up talks. I don't talk to my sons like they kids. Like I really have grown up talks with them. Because let's say, for instance, when George Floyd was killed, you know what I mean? The first question that they asked me was, "Hey, Dad, was that man on TV bad?" Because, you know what I mean? What they're thinking is like the cops are good. It's like all cops aren't good, and all people that you see that's arrested ain't bad. Like,
yeah, that's real.
You gotta have what's the word that I'm looking for? You gotta have that. It has to be a transparency between you and your kids when it comes to like what's real and what's not. Yeah. Because our biggest thing is TV, internet, that killed a lot of our generation. Yes. This information is so fast these days, and it's just like, as soon as you see something, you either gonna believe it, share it, and it might not even be real. So it's just like information travels too fast, and it ain't no credited sources. Yeah, that's just life these days.
And I feel like we, the first group of parents that's really dealing with this internet, like, you know what I'm saying, how it is, how fast it is. Yeah,
we didn't have that.
We didn't have that.
Man, we was outside.
Exactly.
We was outside, man.
Yeah, in fact. So like this really the first wave for real, where like they stuck on the internet. Facts. And it's sort of hard sometimes to keep your kids away from like the same algorithm that we have sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like with the internet now, what adults seeing that kids not seeing sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting tough. So as parents, you know what I'm saying, this is a new way for us. Yeah. So this is something that we learning for real. This ain't never happened before. So I feel you on that.
This generation is crazy.
Facts, bro. So yeah, getting into your music. First off, when did you first start off getting into music?
You know, I came from a church background, like so I got to give you like the full breakdown.
Everything.
So like me growing up, like my mom, she like turned her life over to God, and we weren't allowed to like watch The Simpsons. We weren't allowed to like listen to rap music. We weren't allowed to like watch wrestling or stuff like that. That's you know what I mean. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
And I grew up singing in a church choir, so it was like I played the drums growing up all my life.
Okay.
And, you know, not being able to listen to it pushed me to like start actually like sneaking to go listen to it. Like I said, I took my brother's CD, you know what I mean? But once I really started listening, I didn't listen to music the same way a lot of other people listen to it. It was more of like the fact that I couldn't listen to it, I really embodied it. Like I'm not just listening to that beat, I'm breaking down everything, voice control, how they're doing, how they, you know what I mean? All of that hits different for me. So when I went to college, I started doing music, I want to say in like 2010, 2009.
Okay.
And I started in the Minnesota music scene. And like people know that I used to be up in Mayfair singing and all that, but like that really, I didn't really record my first track till 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was in the Minnesota music scene when I left for college.
Okay. Oh, so you started, you started in with the Minnesota scene.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like your reception was when you first started? You know what I'm saying? Just from your peers and stuff. How was it when you first started rapping?
My music was ass.
Okay. Yeah, real shit.
My music was ass, but you know, I didn't quit.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. Like people keep telling me, they be like, "Hey, you'll get better, you'll get better." They didn't want to step on my dreams, but like at the same time, I like transparency. Like, hey, you either like it or you don't. And I knew I had to find my lane. I had to find my voice. So like every single day I'm expanding as an artist. I just never quit, man. It's always been doubt to me, like, man, I want to get this shit up because I ain't make it. But at the same time, I've done a lot more than what a lot of sign artists have done. I've been to multiple countries. I've done multiple tours. I opened up for the Futures. I've opened up for all these people. Like, at this point mentally, like, I don't care about being owned. I care about people hearing what I'm talking about and how they receive it. That's really the biggest thing for me.
Facts. And one thing, what you spitting is the truth, because at the end of the day, you got to fall in love with the journey.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And everything that you're saying, that's fall in love with the grind, the journey for real. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can't talk about nothing if you ain't been through nothing.
Yeah.
So
the facts. And so you've been in the game for a little minute now. So you seen like the grind change from what did you go from? Like burning CDs, selling them out your trunk type shit to now how everything is on social media. Like, was that the grind for you?
Yeah. I was, you know what I mean? Like before I even hopped on SoundCloud, I was, you know what I mean, burning the CDs. Shout out River Falls, Wisconsin, everybody from there, because they really supported. Everybody was pulling up to shows. I was putting on my own shows, but like we was pushing them joints out the trunk, out the basement. You know what I mean? It was a shake back movement, and still the shake back movement, and we was really going crazy with it. Like we was at every show, we was doing every event. It didn't matter what it is. We pressing up T-shirts, we making this motion happen. So it's like I've already put in the groundwork of the platform of Master P. So it's just like when it catches. It's not if it catches, it's when it catches. And it's gonna catch.
Thanks. And you know what made me think about that? It's a track. It's a video you got. It's I'm just thinking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's hard. But you dropped that a few years ago. So how was that back then? As far as like, because you couldn't just get no videos. It wasn't that easy. You know what I'm saying? So like, did the grind change in that part? You know what I'm saying? Because you really had to go out your way back then. I feel like to get a video like that. It's a hot song too, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like to catch a video back then, you really had to search for it. It's not like just as accessible as it is now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on Instagram, you can just hit up any kind of video producer. So like, I know that grind kind of different.
I mean, you know, shooting videos, like everything is an investment. The clothes you wear, the way you do your hairstyles, everything is an investment. Like you really got to be fully 10 toes into it. Like if you just half stepping with it, you think like you're gonna put out a half video. Nah, you got to really invest in that. You got to get your peer space. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to get some models. You got to get your entourage in there. Whoever, you know, family, whatever the song is about, you got to make that reality for that. You gotta project that to everybody that's watching. Is it easy? It's more accessible now to get these videos, but like back then, man, if you had a cameraman, you had to hold on to his ass, because you know what I mean. Like you might not get them back because somebody might take them on tour. Somebody might, you know what I mean. So it was harder back then. But when you lock in with somebody, it's just you got to constantly build with them. You know what I mean. Like my engineer, I want to say this like my 15th tape. Okay. And we've been locked in all 15 tapes. Yeah. And my videographers, I use the same videographers. Beat makers, I use the same beat makers. I just try to build the network, and I keep pushing, you know what I mean, the stuff that way. It's working, man.
I even see with your videos, like you don't got, like you said, you switch it up for whatever the song for, you know what I'm saying? But it's real creative. You got a real creative mind. Are you putting in, like, you know what I'm saying, most of the creativity in your videos, or like are you matching with the director?
100%. 100%. I don't want to say it's all my creativity. Yeah. I like to, when I shoot with certain videographers, I want to hear what their vision is, because like, I can think a song is dope, and you might listen to it, you might be like, that shit mid as fuck.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like, my opinion doesn't matter on the music, it's for the consumer. Okay. So it's just like, when it comes to their creativity, I like to hear what they got, because our visions might match, and then we could come with something else where we be like, oh, let's add this to it. So it really just depends, man. But like, majority of the time, I got the creative control. Yeah.
Is it difficult sometimes putting out something like it's a track that you really want to, you know what I'm saying, that you was really loving, that you made, compared to like maybe, you know what I'm saying, somebody else hear a track like, no, you should put this one out. You know what I'm saying? Is that hard to battle between as an artist?
I mean, yes and no. Yes and no, because it's tracks that bro here, he'd be like, man, I like this one better. Yeah. He was like, you need to do this one. So it's songs that, you know what I mean, I shot and I'm like, damn, I should have waited. I should have did this over here. So, I mean, it really depends, man. It'd be a toss up. You don't know what's gonna stick. So you just gotta drop that shit.
Facts. I feel that.
You just gotta drop that shit for real.
As an artist, if I was an artist, I know that'd be something that's difficult to me, because I'd be really putting out stuff that I like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like, but it's not always for you. Yeah. Like you said, it's for the consumer sometimes. Facts. Do you ever get yourself caught up on not always, well, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like your music is always just all the way 100% you, authentic, or do you make some tracks for, you know what I'm saying, different kind of crowds and stuff like that?
Nah, it's always 100% me. It's either I seen it, been through it, okay, or, you know what I mean, somebody closing it to me is really like, what they say, ain't no cap rap, like, I don't do the overly tough music, I don't do none of that, but at the same time, when I'm speaking stern in my music, like, I'm talking as a man, not as a tough guy. Facts. You know what I mean? I don't project tough guy in my music. Like, I ain't like that. I don't like to push that type of narrative.
No, I feel that.
But we'll do it. We'll give it.
That's real.
Well, yeah, man.
And too, I feel like in the rap game, we need more like artists. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be a hypocrite or like nitpick at the stuff, but like I feel like back then it was more people that looked at themselves as rappers and as artists and took pride in that. Now we in that stage to where like you gotta have sort of a street persona behind you, or you know what I'm saying? You know, like ain't no more Ludacris's and like just natural artists. It's more like you gotta have a stigma to you, and then like, you know what I'm saying, you the artist.
I don't, you know what I mean? I kind of cringe when like people be like, oh, you're a rapper, like, cause they have that like connotation or whatever. Like, I don't like considering myself just a rapper. Like,
I feel that, yeah.
I do a lot. Like, I engineer, you know what I mean? I play the drums, like, I sing. I do multifaceted things. So it's like, I'm not just a rapper. Like, I don't like being put in a box.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
he's a musician.
Yeah.
like, I just like doing a lot of things, man, and hope it sounds good. Like, my mind is like a Rubik's Cube. So I be ADHD on the track.
Where did you develop that versatility? And you brought up like you was in the church and stuff like that. So where did that versatility develop in you as an artist?
Man, my mom, she was always singing around the house, singing and dancing, man. Like, so it was bred in me from a little one. So he was always putting me on new music, even if he didn't know it, you know what I mean? Well, we grew up in a Tupac household, you know what I mean? So Tupac, Lauryn Hill, we grew up on all that. Well, who else? Barry White.
Okay.
Anything you can name. We talking about them. Garfield. You know, we grew up in that era. You know, we grew up in that era. Sam Goody.
Yeah.
So my mom, she had a crazy cassette and CD collection, man, like impeccable.
Yeah.
I wish she had that joint to this day.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah. What was you about to?
No, and too, but just going off that, like, I love that too, because you got to tap in with different genres. That's why I like beat makers like Alchemist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just off samples and stuff. That was something I like about Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Like, just bringing that old music to hip hop. That's the best form of hip hop to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be tapped in with other genres. I feel like that's a lost art with the music right now.
Like you said, a lot of people is just trying to be overly tough. And I'm just like I just want to make good music that's timeless, man.
Yeah.
Like when they hear that, they be like, hey, we can play this at a barbecue. We can play this over here with grandma. We can play this over here with this young crowd, with the new crowd. Man, like that's the only type of music I'm trying to make where I can go around, play it around my sons. Like if I can't play it around my sons, I probably don't want to make it too much.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
How do you go with, like, because right now, do you feel like the rap game is not all about just your talent? I feel like, because for this is what I'll say, I feel like you could be the best talent, but that's only probably like 10% of the game right now.
I was about to say 10%.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
10%.
So, like, how do you go off that? Like, you can have all the talent in the world, but, like, what other stuff do you have to equate to, you know, make it to where you want to make it?
Man, it's realistically like you said, 10% talent. The rest is really just like, I'll say like luck, knowing somebody and being in the right place at the right moment. The talent, like I don't like talking down to nobody else.
No, yeah.
When you listen to what's really out there, you're like, like a lot of people are making it off of TikTok.
Yeah.
And you probably know 10 seconds of the song and you don't know nothing else about the rest of the song.
Yeah.
So I don't really believe it's talent these days, man. Like this ain't back when you had to go show up at the record label and hope they sign you. Like people is getting signed off of 10 seconds. So it's just catching at the right time, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not a real internet guy, so if I didn't do music, I wouldn't have social media. I get that vibe from you. Yeah. I'm introverted as fuck these days, man. I like staying to myself. I don't like people knowing about me, but here I am. Yeah.
And the only good thing though, we is in the time where even like the smaller artists, you can have a fan base, and your fan base, because all my top artists that I listen to right now is not even like super famous. You know what I'm saying? Currency, Bodie James. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I love low key artists because just like you, and we're gonna get into it. Like you drop a lot of projects. I'm a full project guy. I ain't no 15-second guy. So it's still people out there, you know what I'm saying? So I love that about you. That's how I can see like, you know what I'm saying, your versatility, because from each tape that, you know what I'm saying, the ones I caught, it was different, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm a big full album guy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that.
You can definitely ride to this tape, man. It's I make no skip music. Like you ain't gotta skip nothing. You can pop it in and just go.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And I see you got, you know what I'm saying, like even with your the titles, you know what I'm saying, the creativity on your album covers and stuff like that, you really put some real thought and it adds up. You know what I'm saying? I love an album that flow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
That as far as like with your process of making an album, what is your process?
Honestly, I don't want to say like I have a process because I don't want to sound cliche. But with this project, like, so this is an installment of Better Late Than Never Won.
Okay.
I dropped that tape 3 years ago, man. Then I like built my trucking company. There was so many highs and lows and in betweens, man. So like this project process was really talking about the last 3 years of just like going through so many things, battling demons, man, touching real pape, and coming from nothing, man. Like coming from where we from, like you get a little pape, like the first thing you're gonna do, you like, man, what can I do, or who can I help, or how can I put somebody on? Like I really put a lot of people in position, but at the same time, it's like I'm trying to help myself as well. So it's like they say don't change, but at the same time, who's bringing something to the table as well. So this process of coming together, like I needed the lessons, not the losses. I needed the lessons to build this process. Like I said, you can't talk about nothing if you ain't been through nothing. And you can hear it all through this tape. Like, yeah, this nigga was really going through this. He was, you know what I mean? You can hear it. You can hear the hunger. Like I'm rapping like the Rent do on there, for real.
And I see that, like you said, you did take a break from music for a little second.
Yeah, I had to.
Was it something that you felt like you was always gonna get back? Because 3 years, that's a little time. So was it a time period to where you felt like you was done at a point in time, or like you always knew you was gonna get back into it?
I knew that I would get back to it, man. But like, self-doubt is a motherfucker.
It is.
It's a motherfucker, man. You're gonna be your worst critic, but at the same time, like once you get in your head, it's hard to get out of there, man. It's hard to get out of there. So like you're gonna hear me a lot talking about battling demons, man, because like those demons in your head, like they'll really like shift you into a different place to think something that ain't true. So like, hold on, what was the question?
No, you was answering good. Hold on, I'm listening to you, man. You was, damn, what was the question real quick? Oh God, I was going off you.
I was down a rabbit hole.
Oh no, yeah, we were just talking about like your process of making an album and stuff like that.
So yeah, the process, man, like it was just the highs and the lows that really came together. And once I started that first track, which was Out the Way. Out the Way started everything, because that was really the lifestyle, and still the lifestyle that I'm living, man, where it's just like I ain't got time to sit there with anybody. I ain't got time to bicker. I ain't got time to do none of that. Like I'm constantly going. It's like before I came here, you know what I mean? Studio session till 3 a.m. Boom, got like 2 hours of sleep, hopped on the road, came here, studio session, boom, 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 came here, woke up, boom, we here right now. You know what I mean? It's constant go. Like it's constant go. I'm constantly on the road. So I just be out the way, man.
Yeah.
And that's really how this process came from. It's just like the more you do, the less you want to be around people. And that's how the process really came together. It's just like I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't go give time over here. I can't be over here. I gotta make time for my sons right here.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to have sons that understand what's going on, because it's constantly like, all right, Dad, you gotta go to the studio, you gotta go to this city, you gotta go here, you know what I mean? I don't have time to sit. I don't have time to sit. I ain't got time to think. I think on the way. You know what I mean? So that's how the process just go. I just go with it.
Is that like, do you feel like that's the true grind of being like an independent artist? You know what I'm saying? Because you busy with other stuff besides music as well. You know what I'm saying? So like putting that time in too and going out performing. I want to ask you about like your performances, but recording and performing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the true grind of being an independent artist? You feel like?
I mean, yeah. But you know, like on top of being an independent artist, I'm a businessman as well.
Yep.
And on top of that, I'm a father.
Yeah. So much. Like, on top of that,
there's so many hats that have to be. You know what I mean? So man, that's just anything, man. Like what you doing, man. Like you taking on many hats, and it's just like your time has to be what your time has to be.
It's time important. You're right.
Yeah. Like right now at this point, man, it ain't about money. It's about time. It's about making the most, fit the most into this schedule, and then go forward with that. Like we ain't worried about money. We hustle, so that money gonna come regardless. Like, but it's the time, man.
Yeah.
Because if somebody didn't wake up today.
Yeah. Facts.
So, if you got, you know what I mean? If you got it in this 24, you got to make the best of it.
That's some real shit, man. And I see you a lot. You be performing, you know what I'm saying? City to city. Where would you rank performing in, like, what you do as far as, like, you know, writing, recording, stuff like that? Just the love for it. Where would you put performing on the ranking list of being an artist?
I love performing, man. I love getting fly. You know what I mean? We was doing this since back when. Yeah. We ain't had much bread, but we was getting fly. You know what I mean? But I would say I love performing more than doing video shoots.
Okay. Yeah.
Being in the studio is top tier though. Okay. Being in the studio is top tier. That's when I can really just like let go and try different things and different methods and see if it turned out right. But performing though, man, we was just down in South by Southwest in Texas. Bumped into so many people, made a lot of connections. So it's definitely, performing is definitely like, I'll say second on the list. Yeah, second on the list for sure.
I can only imagine, because, you know, I used to hoop. I ain't bust nobody's ass in a minute, you know what I'm saying? So, like, the closest thing, like, feeling to that, I feel like, I wish I was a rapper, no bullshit, but I feel like that'd be, like, my number one thing. It's just getting that feeling of the people, and people, like, you know what I'm saying, really knowing your lyrics, or they first time hearing your shit, and they fucking with it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's major. And I see you was doing your thing, so that's something I most definitely want to ask you.
Absolutely.
As far as like the music you got out right now, as far as like albums, what would you say your favorite album you got out right now?
My next one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's real. Yeah.
My next one for sure.
Facts. Yeah. Is the goal right now? Are you looking to get signed?
I am. I'm leaving it up to God. Okay. I don't want to enter into any bad relationships. That's whether it's family, financially, whatever it is. I just pray about it, man. And if it aligns, then that's what we doing. But I don't want anybody to take my creative control. That's the biggest thing that makes me love music, where I can like freely do me. Yeah. If somebody's sitting there like, nah, we can't put this out, we ain't doing that, I don't really want to be a part of it. I'll stay independent. I've already been getting it out the mud anyway, so nobody can't change anything that I can do myself. Thanks. So, yeah.
That's real, man. All right. Before I let you get out of here, give me a little quick breakdown what we should be expecting from the album coming out. Like you said, come out today.
Yeah.
Drop what you said the name. What's the name of the album? And what should we expect some videos coming from the album?
Oh man, what do we drop? We just dropped 2 videos. We got like 5 more in the stash. The album is Better Late Than Never 2. It dropped at midnight. I'm getting crazy reviews from it right now. So man, you can expect highs, lows, and anything in between. Just tap in.
Thanks, man. Hey, we tapping in for sure, man. Hey, before we get up out of here, you want to give any shout outs and where can we find you at? You know what I'm saying? Instagram, YouTube, where can we find you?
Man, shout out to everybody that's just like, that got a passion, that got drive. And even if you don't, I'm talking to the hopeless too. You know what I mean? Like, cause I make music for y'all as well. So shout out y'all. But you can find me everywhere at Walt Trab. That's WALTTRAB. Walt Trab. I'm everywhere. I'm in like 160 something surplus stores for music. YouTube, everything is Walt Trab. I got merch, I got everything you need.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Hey, big shout out to you, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man, this was real big. And too, I love that you're doing your thing for real. Like, I really tapped in. I love the projects that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I see that. I love a real artist. Yeah. No bullshit. So I respect everything you're doing, man. And sky's the limit for you, for real. You know what I'm saying? From the outside looking in, sky's the limit for sure.
Let me say this though. That's what they taught us. Sky was the limit. We're going beyond that.
Yeah, thanks. You're right.
We're going beyond that, bro.
Let's get it, man.
We taking it further, man. The next time I see you, bro, you're gonna be way bigger than DJ Academics. You're gonna be way bigger than motherfucking Vlad TV, bro. Like, I already see your ambition and passion. Just keep going.
Man, hey, man.
Stop. Don't
Blessings.
stop.
I appreciate that major, bro. You don't even know.
You got it, bro.
That, man. Hey, big salute to you, man. Walt Trab in the building, man. Y'all go check it out, man.
Yes, sir.
Great artist, man. Tap in. JonnyBeeTV, y'all. Love.